Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I'm Stan the SLB, future governor of NXT and co-host of ATR's War, ATR Rising Sun. And alongside me today is the man behind next. Wow, I totally butchered that. Wrestling's Nostradamus, Scott.
Sam over here trying to already claim victory when he's down 0-1 to me for NXT. But that's okay. Yes, we got plenty to talk about. We had one hell of a Saturday for WWE as well as the Raw after Money in the Bank. We'll be talking about all that and much more. Let's go, boys.
And we also have the third man, the man in black, the main recipient, the beneficiary of the Clone Ethan 2026 campaign, my co-host from ATR Rising Sun, and the current Bedlam Media champion, Ethan.
Hello, it's me. Is it me you're looking for? Sorry. This is what happens when you only get like 6 hours of sleep. Anyway,
Only 6?
Dude, anyway, we're gonna move on. Saturday was really fun. I'll be honest, I was at 2 shows. I'm kind of spoiling this for this. I enjoy World's Collide a lot more. Spoilers, World's Collide 4 Ethan picks.
Nice.
And Money in the Bank 3.
Well, yes, I thought it was awesome. We're going to get right into it. Guys, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, follow on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We're on the road to 200, which is about 11 away. So, guys, follow us there. We're growing on there exponentially. I didn't think we'd be. We won't talk logistics here. Regardless, guys, we had a wild week. In the words of the legend, Christopher Walken. Wow. How do we feel overall? I know Ethan was kind of hinting at it, but
I was thoroughly impressed with Worlds Collide. Money in the Bank did well as well, but I had very high hopes because I've always loved Lucha Libre wrestling. Ever since I was young, I used to watch it on WCW Monday Nitro. They'd have a whole hour dedicated to the cruiserweights and the luchadors. It was the best hour of television. And normally it was the 8 to 9 o'clock hour, which worked well because then I could change the channel and watch Raw after that. So it worked out for me as a kid because, that was before the days of DVR and TiVo where you had to watch one or the other. Unless you were lucky enough to have 2 cable boxes in a room, which in that economy, even still, forget it. It's not going to happen. So you had to make a choice. But I always loved it. I never really got a chance to follow it as closely as I did back in the day because, adult stuff happens. So you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to watching wrestling. I still don't understand and know how Ethan does it. So I'd love to be able to tap into that again. But of course, he's also much younger than I am. So he's got more stamina for staying up to watch all this stuff.
Double monitor, baby.
Yeah, that's true. See, again, that's one. I just can't do it. I have to focus on one. I can't focus on both because then nothing gets done.
mm-hmm.
Well, World's Collide. Like, I don't watch a lot of AAA. I just don't have time. In the words of Scott.
Wait a minute. Did we find a promotion that Ethan has not been able to watch as closely as anything else? Oh my God. Stop the presses.
I mean, Ethan, I mean
break emergency.
I feel like that's like one of the few I'm not singling anyone out here, but it goes US, Canada, Japan, probably Europe, and then probably Mexico after that.
And then Australia.
I was doing it in order. So that would be kind of like the...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But what I can, it's not too bad, you know who was the champion.
Right.
Dipshit. It's a YouTube. It was actually a really quick watch. And no sponsors in the ring, guys.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. And we had over 1 million people watching it at one point. I saw that it was over 1.1 million at one point, and I was like, that's beautiful. I love it.
And then meanwhile, Money in the Bank game was sponsor after sponsor after sponsor after sponsor. Like when you watch your favorite live chat and you go www. That's what it is. But honestly, I thought Corey Graves did a great job. Worlds Collide.
Yes.
Coden, I'll be honest, I get he's part of AAA, but I feel like he just did not want to be there. I wish Mike today accepted the money and came, but I get why he didn't want to do it.
It was funny because he kept interrupting Corey. He's like, Corey, can I tell you a story? he's like the old uncle at a family reunion or a holiday. It's just like, let me tell you a story. And then Corey would have to cut him off like 18 times when somebody was going for a pin or something. Like, and that I think for me, I laughed so hard at that. I mean, I know that he's trying to tell as much as he can about AAA because it's probably a brand new audience to most people. I mean, I think I've watched maybe one AAA show in my entire life. It was probably one of the Triple Manias. And, so a lot of this was new to me. So it was really fun to watch. And I really did enjoy what he tried to do. But Corey was like above and beyond, doing the best he possibly could to do this. And apparently he got a lot of high praise for it. So I'm like, good. I'm happy for him for that.
Back in my day, shut up, Grandpa.
This is what I will say, and I know he's a color commentator. That show proved Corey Graves should not be second fiddle.
Correct.
He should be a lead commentator at some point.
Yep. I agree. I mean, he was doing a great job when he was in NXT the first time, and then they moved him up to SmackDown, and he was doing a phenomenal job. And then the shuffle happened, and he kind of got thrown back to NXT, and he says that he tried to do something on X to stir up some storylines and bullshit, but who knows if that wasn't just raw emotion because, he got screwed over. That sucks. But he's doing the best he can in NXT, and they gave him this opportunity, and he's just like, hey, guys, hello, I can do this. Give me more time to do this.
I want more Corey. Honestly, because they keep shuffling around these guys who are from like the sports industry, sports commentators, and they're fine. You get some of that professional, those professional voices in there,
right?
But sometimes you're just like, I don't know who you are. There's the one guy for a moment I thought it was Mauro Ranallo, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And I forgot who it was. It was not, and I was disappointed, but he was good. And again, you got Michael Cole. Michael Cole's not going to be there forever,
right?
I'm lying. He probably is. He probably has some like blood contract with WWE.
Well, I mean, he's having the time of his life now. So, he's
absolutely
20, what is it? 28 years now he's been doing this.
Yeah.
But
it's insane.
But at some point, somebody needs to step in. And you know what? I think Corey needs to be the next head commentator. So
he's good, but also people need to watch out for Vic Joseph.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you put those two together,
oh yeah, it's great. It's just, but I love how they've been slowly starting to put Vic into like the pre-shows or the post-shows. Like they're trying to get him more exposure to the main side of the things, and it's just him and Booker T, and now with Corey also. Like I thoroughly enjoy watching NXT for the commentating because they do such a great job together. They feed off each other perfectly. And obviously for same thing with Raw, when you have Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, it's just like it just works so well. And even on SmackDown, like I love Wade Barrett to death. I do. But I still feel like there are certain times with Joe that it's just like I feel like he's still too monotone. And he doesn't deliver that excitement like Michael does or like Vic does. Or hell, even Booker T when he's doing all of his thing. Like I'm sad that Booker T is not on Raw for Stephanie because I feel like we're losing half the aura from Booker not freaking out every time she does a devil's kick.
But Pat McAfee, it's not karate chop sounds. It's
I know. I mean, he's trying to make it his own. He doesn't want to copy Booker T, which I appreciate, and I'm sure Booker T apprecites it.
I love when he's like, I'm gonna pay tribute to Booker. I love he's like, I'm gonna pay tribute to Booker T's one time, and he does. I'm like, dude, no, you're supposed to go not.
So it works.
So yeah, it's funny. I was just before we get into the card quickly, oh, it's raining. That came out of nowhere. Before we get into the card quickly, I was just actually talking to somebody about this in regards to pinball. I have a friend who's big into pinball. Like he owns like 7 of his own machines, and
Nice.
he's watched pros play pinball, and he goes, "Yeah, they're professional pinball, but the commentary is just like whatever. There's like no." Yeah. And I was like, dude, you go just like full WWE again because that's what the normies know. You go full WWE, a commentary. You could make throwing rocks exciting. Like
So what you're saying is they need to go full tilt.
full tilt. So before we get into Money in the Bank, Ethan, run down the card for Worlds Collide. And give us the Ethan picks. Or the one that's not an Ethan pick.
Oh, we have 4 out of 5 Ethan picks, ladies and gentlemen. So, well, these two know, but I'll tell you mine in cage matches. So, open up the show, 6-man tag team match: Aerostar, Lucha Underground, Mr. Iguana, Goldust's long lost brother, and and Octagon Jr. Technically, he's part of TNA, so we technically had AAA/TNA.
That's true.
First of 2, which I'll get to in a minute. Defeating Lince Dorado, who substituted for Joaquin Wild. If you didn't know, he was in the speed taping match on Raw, like last week's Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But he got knocked out, so for precaution, they took him out. Even though he said he was okay, but then he's like, nope.
Yeah, well, you're okay.
Defeat LWO's Dragon Lee and Cruiser to 14 minutes and 5 seconds. What the fuck? That was 14 minutes?
It was.
Okay.
It was crazy. Yeah.
And Lince Dorado hates iguanas, apparently.
Oh my god. The whole segment. But he even does a Spanish fly to the iguana. I was like, what is this? I'm like, this
and
is
it's like no animals were hurt
wrestling
in
that I
any
love.
of this match. It's like, god damn it. I'll run down and then I'll give you a trade. Women's tag match, Death Vicar and Low Vice, who broke the internet, part 1. Defeat Chick Tormenta and Dallas Knights in 37 seconds. And 6-man tag match. And I'm actually a little surprised LDF won in a way, just because they were teasing the
Right? Yeah.
defeating El Hido Dr. Jr. God, say that 15 times fast. Pagno and Psycho Clown, 14 minutes and 57 seconds. Pagno, I felt like he was off, to be honest with you. Like a few times he was a little botchy, but but I mean, I'll give him a little pass. There because it was 4, because in AAA it's like the 6-sider ring.
Yes.
So I'll give him a pass. NXT North American Title line, Ethan Page for John Evans, Laredo Kid, who is a AAA Cruiserweight Champion, 19A talent, and Ray Phoenix in 14 minutes, 53 seconds. And let's be honest, everybody's favorite match. I feel like I needed Sam Cigar for this one, even though I don't smoke. El Hijo de Vikingo, there we go. Defeating Chad Gable at 22 minutes. Boy, this was a banger. After banger. After banger. So cage match had the opening 6-man tag at 7.65. I went 8, so kind of same boat. I totally disagree with this one. Women's tag match, cage match had a 5.22 based off 227 votes. I totally disagree. 7 out of 10 for me. The LDF versus Team AAA Part 2. Me, I was 8 out of 10. Ethan pick. Cage match went 6.39. You guys are just, you don't know what wrestling is. For the NXT North American title, I went 8 out of 10. Cage match went 7.99. So
Close enough.
Close enough. And the AAA Mega title, I went way over my limit. Cage match went out 359 votes, 8.94. I went 12. I broke my scale.
This match broke the scale.
This year. Not the first time.
Nope.
Sam knows a couple of them because it's part of New Japan. By the way, sport, this is a top 15. So
Nice.
Yeah. Guys, it's free. Go watch it. Go check this out.
Yes, it is.
Just to summarize what I said earlier, this is like when AEW started and they were just like, hey, we're going to bring some of these other talents from CMLL or AAA at that time, or they were going to do the New Japan guys. It's fun. It's exciting. You're even WCW back in the day. What do you mean you got luchadors from Mexico?
Yep.
It's something fresh and exciting. So check it out. Let's hop over to a few hours later, folks. Ethan, run down the Money in the Bank card.
Okay, this was right literally next door at the Interior Dome. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Naomi. Defeating Alexa Bliss, Julia, Rhea Ripley, Roxy Press, and Fakir 25 minutes 11 seconds. Then Fakir Rhea Ripley breaking the internet part 2.
Yep.
If you know, you know. This was added legit on Worlds Collide. Donovan Show retains the Intercontinental against Octagon Jr. 4 minutes 55 seconds. That was really 5 minutes.
I know. It did. I thought it was longer. I said the same thing. I was like, wait, that's not that. How could it be that short?
What the hell? Anyway, speaking of Intercontinental matches, women's one on the line. Becky Lynch led for carry 15 minutes 20 seconds. Let's be honest, they kept pushing it, saying 4-0-4. So
Yeah.
if you know, you know. And most of the time when they say, if I lose, I won't challenge for the title anymore, you know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Men's Money in the Bank. Sam's the only one who got this one right, you bastard. Seth Rollins joins Edge. Technically, you can put Edge on the list because he beat Kenny, but it was by pinfall. So technically, you got to count it. And CM Punk. So defeat Andrade, Speed Chip, El Gran Americano, LA Knight, Penta, and Sotsuko at 33 minutes and 35 seconds. Okay. And main event tag match, we had Cody Rhodes and World Champion Jey Uso at the time of the show. We'll get back to that in a second. Defeat Undisputed Champion John Cena and Lobo at 24 minutes. So cage match rating 6.4 for the women's Money in the Bank. I went 9 out of 10, so I totally disagree with that rating. Men's Intercontinental match, I went 7 out of 10. You know, it was 5 minutes, but Octagon Jr. is great. He looks like Penta Jr.'s. Never mind. This went 4.68 on cage match. How dare you? They don't like getting dirty. Moving on. Women's Intercontinental match, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I like their backlash. I like this match a little better than backlash. Cage match gave it some 7.92. Men's Money in the Bank cage match gave it a 7.52. I went 9. Honestly, I like the women's one a little bit better. And the main event tag match, I went 7 out of 10 just because the last few minutes. Cage match gave it a 5.36.
Yeah, that's acceptable in my my watch. I did enjoy it. I don't think there were really any lows on the show.
On neither of them, like they flowed pretty well. The only probably nitpicky thing I'd have would be on the men's Money in the Bank. I feel like it went on maybe a little too long. Like when you had Braun and Jesus, I can't. Oh my God, Bronson Reed. Wow. Okay, brain doesn't want to work at the moment. When you had them come out, they tear up everybody, and then you have Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo come out. It just felt like that just went a little too long. Like I feel like they should have been out one right after the other instead of having like that 5-minute gap in between. And of course, we got Jacob finally turning on Solo, saying "I hate you, Solo," which the whole crowd was excited about. And Rollins winning made the most sense. I know I picked El Grande Americano, and he almost had the chance to do it when he had that incredible double ladder walk up and the headbutt of Penta. Almost had it. And then LA Knight had to ruin everything and do that side suplex to take him out. And then he got speared out of his boots by by Braun Breaker a little bit later. It's just, yeah, the whole show, both shows were really good. But of course, like everybody wants to talk about the last couple of minutes, as Ethan talked about, of the main event, where we had the return that everybody wanted. They've been chanting, "We want truth," ever since he tweeted out that he had been let go. And then everybody was like, "Oh, we all got worked." And then Truth's like, "Nope, wasn't a work. Got re-signed because of the people."
Gotcha, bitch.
Right? Honestly, I wouldn't have cared either way if it was a work or not, because in the beginning, like when he first showed up, I remember I jumped off my couch because as soon as that guy jumped in the ring and attacked Cena, I saw like the bottom of his back, and I was just like, I swear to God, if that's R-Truth, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. And then he takes off, and everybody, like, the pop was outstanding. I love listening to all the videos and watching all the videos after the fact of the crowd. Like, you can't fake this. Like, everybody was pumped for him to be back. And it's just, yeah, it's been a great, it's It's fun. It makes me remember like back in the day. I say back in the day, like this is a couple years ago. Remember when Sonic was first coming out
Mhm.
and how they had this weird looking Sonic and
The ugly Sonic.
everybody freaked out.
Oh,
And
he
this,
had teeth too. I remember that.
yeah, and the studio was like, all right, hold on. And then they fixed him, and it was perfect. It's power of the people using their power. God, it's not like John Laurinaitis.
People power.
Thank you. But it's like they use their power for good, and I feel like this is the same boat. It's like he was beloved by everybody. I love the fact that during the post show, Kathy Kelly, when she was talking about his return, legitimately got emotional, and it was just like you could tell like how much this man was universally loved by the fans, by his co-workers. It's just, and what they're starting to do with him now, I feel like this could be his greatest run in WWE. So, but it's still the beginning, but I have high hopes for it.
This is the first time in a long time where I say a long time. Really, it goes back to I haven't seen like something like this where I've been swerved one way or another since probably I don't even not even swerved. It just felt you just didn't know.
Right.
Drake Maverick.
Yes. That's right. Yeah, when he got released and he put out that video and he had some crowd swell behind him as well, and then they brought him back and he had a fantastic 24/7 title run with R-Truth. Like I thought that was like the peak of the 24/7 championship. Just those two going back and forth, chasing each other. And like Drake getting married and R-Truth pinning him during his own legitimate wedding was probably one of the top 10 moments in like comedy wrestling for me ever. It was fantastic.
Getting married. Oh crap. I would say, this the tag match, like before I go back to true stuff. You know who's the MVP? And I feel kind of sick saying this. Logan Paul.
Yep. It's funny. Like people keep bitching about him, but the man can go. Like that second rope moonsault onto
Holy
Jey
shit.
Uso. Dear God. Like apparently he'd been practicing that for years and he finally was able to pull it off during the show. It was great. Yeah, he may be a piece of shit human being, but that man can go in the ring. So I always know when he's on the card, it's like, all right, this is going to be a banger.
That drown thing, not the entrance one, but where it was kind of cool, but I thought it was kind of corny a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's different though. Like Cody comes up and he does the superplex and he's still holding on to the damn thing. And then Jay comes out of nowhere and splashes him and the drone like explodes.
I'm surprised drown did actually break or crack or something from that, because like the way it hit. Wow, that's what Logan was like. I think
he probably cupped it in his hand and he turned it perfectly. So it went with him and he landed on it. It was perfect. And then after Jay hit it, it just kind of like bounced away.
I love how Cena and Logan were arguing, and then Jay's like crawling, and then they're like, "No, you," and then "No, you," and they're like, and Cena's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
Then,
Oh, it's Cody. Run. Yep.
I did laugh at that. I thought that was like it wasn't supposed to be funny, but it kind of was funny.
Yeah.
Just because it's
Yep.
like, "No, fuck you, man. No, fuck you." Ah, crap.
Yep.
And then the troop thing, like that was great. It's funny. He tried to get I think part of his braid got stuck in the. He's like, "Shit."
Yep.
And then, but Big Pop and Barrett's like, "Take that, Cena." The Nexus
Can't
feud
handle
still going. The Nexus feud still going.
Yeah, I think the show again overall was good. I also preferred the women's. Curious to see where we go from here. I think I said in a TikTok. Obviously, not every cash in is going to be successful.
Right.
I don't see where Seth could win the belt in this current state, unless he wins the belt and that's what breaks up that faction, and then Braun Breaker gets it from him.
Right. Possibly.
But
go ahead.
Bob's. Sorry, that's my Alexa. But yeah, I think out of those two, I think Naomi has a I could see her cashing in and winning it. Currently, with her gimmick,
Those champions better proceed with caution.
Can I fantasy book the men's right quick?
Yes.
Okay. So I know we're gonna spoil Raw for a second, so people don't want to listen. Skip 40 seconds. So they're doing the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, and the Falls have the 9 champions because it's Saudi Arabia. Oh crap! So got the Riga and the World Heavyweight title. Sorry, Sam. And Sammy's in the King of the Ring tournament. I'm just gonna spoil this prediction just for this one time because it kind of goes with my fantasy book. Do you remember the whole Daniel Bryan 2013, 14?
Yes.
Okay, so you probably know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say Sammy wins King of the Ring, beats Gunther, but Rollins cashes in.
At SummerSlam. I like that. That's a way to close out the show for night 2.
Because Sammy can be like, I finally did it. Because the only world title he's held the NXT title, which they barely talk about.
Right.
Which fucking ridiculous. But anyway,
Mhm.
because Sammy's like, I finally did it. Like, obviously, beat Gunther. It sucks for Gunther, but Gunther, he's fine. And then he's like, oh, I did it. And then you hear, burn it down.
Yep.
And then, by the way, I just gotta say, Bronson Reed lost a shit ton of weight.
Yes, he did.
I was like, there's something different. And then people were like, he slimmed down. I'm like, he's still a thick boy. It's okay.
Yep. No,
But,
but good for him though. Like he's been putting in the work, and I'm interested to see where he can go once this group really gets ramped up. Like, do you put him and Braun in the tag team for a while? Have our new natural disasters just absolutely destroy people? Who knows? But
the big dogs.
Oh god.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry, Scott. Right quick. You were talking about the JC Mateo, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed stuff.
Yes.
Why did you not give us that tag match before Jacob's like, fuck you, Solo?
I know.
It was right there.
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
We're getting it Monday with Sheamus and Rusev.
I mean, I'm glad that Jacob's finally separated from the bloodline, is now officially dead. Until the Tongan boys come back, and then Solo will probably try to do something. But also, I got to give Solo some props. He has now turned into one of the funniest people on the face of this planet. With the stuff that he's doing, like in the ring, the comedy stuff, it's great. Like mocking everybody during the whole men's Money in the Bank match. He's done a great job separating himself from his bloodline version and even his NXT version. Like, I thoroughly enjoy the comedy stuff. Like, honestly, the no gas, no brains was like brilliant. I love that shit. I was like, that's fantastic. It's obviously, Jacob's gonna hear it, and of course, at the end of that segment, he comes out from behind the thing. So I'm like, all right, it's happening at Money in the Bank. We all know it's happening. But he's done a great job, and yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do now, because obviously he's gonna get his ass handed to him by Jacob Fatu, and JC Mateo as well. I hate saying that name. I just want to call him Jeff Cobb. I just want to do it.
Okay, can I just vent for a minute about these fucking names for a minute? So,
vent though.
Leave Sam. Mr. 0 points over there.
Hey, start go below the belt here. We're all friends.
We're gonna initiate Mario Party rules.
Oh shit! That means we're both getting blue shelled. Ethan, stop it!
All right, well,
all right, collateral damage.
First of all, well played, Sam. That was actually. I'll give you a clever on that one. So Ethan Page keep his name.
Yep.
Ricky Six technically kept his name in a way. And Ray Phoenix kept his name. Penta, again, on a technicality, did. But like, I guess in a way, Jeff Cobb didn't want to like trademark his name to WWE, which I totally understand because that's literally his real name.
Yep.
But why? JC Mateo is dumb.
I don't know. Maybe they'll change it like they did with other wrestlers down the road, but that is what it is. So we also still have to see what they're going to call Mariah May. So that might be another one we can complain about down the road too. So
wouldn't it be funny?
Mariah March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maria
imagine it's the same thing with R-Truth. We heard you guys. We heard you with R-Truth, and now we heard you with Mariah, and now she's Mariah March. And everyone's like, no,
By
no.
God,
Right. God damn it.
by God, she hit her with the March Madness.
Mm.
Oh, come on, he was right
I
there.
mean, it was good, but I feel like that wouldn't fly, which is unfortunate because that actually is pretty good.
Fine, marching band. The woman's money bag. I mean, Naomi was the correct winner. Like Rhea didn't need it.
Nope.
Like I mean, you could have made an argument for all 6 ladies. Like I wouldn't be mad if either of them. Julia's going after the women's U.S. title.
Yep.
Roxy and Liv are basic cancel each other out, and we'll get to the Queen of the Ring in a second because again they cancel each other out.
Yep.
Well, actually, technically Roxy. Anyway, I totally just blanked on the other ones. Rhea didn't need it. Julia was
Stephanie.
Stephanie, like, I mean, you could have made an argument for her, but too soon. Not yet. It's in the future, but yeah, I enjoyed the show. I did like Worlds Collide a lot better, like I said, top of the show. Really quick watches, honestly, and so many sponsors. God damn, we have 2 Fireball ladders.
Right.
And poor Bruce Creed's like, what's Fireball? And Julie's like, I like that statement because they were promoting it.
Yeah.
And then Gable's like, explains it, and you hear Julie's like in his ear repeating the same thing. I'm like, oh my God. All right, let's just move on.
Well, yeah, Money in the Bank, and we're already. Let's talk about, I think, the elephant in the room. Because I know there were a handful of people upset. I'm indifferent. I'm just like, business is business. So, opening the show, we have the greatest entrance of all time, John Cena. I don't care what anyone says, whoever's listening to this, what he's doing, it's such a fuck you to people. If he was full-time, I would want him to continue this gimmick. I'd be like, do this as long as you can pull this off.
Right.
Because this is incredible. I don't care. It's like, yeah, fuck you. My name's John Cena. That's all you get. And he hides the belt behind him. He wears it backwards.
Yep.
Because guess what?
Disrespect. Yep.
You deserve nothing.
Yep.
And his name is John Cena. Do 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 do. I kind of wish
he
that
comes
happened.
out and he's always like, when the music's playing, he's in the ring with the mic. He's just like, I was texting you guys earlier when I was watching it that open when he mentions the days, and I'm like, all right, he goes through. I said I had this many days, and then he starts listing them, and you see the number go down.
Yep.
And it stopped at 19. There was something, I got a chill down my spine. I'm like, we have till December, but that's only 19 appearances.
Yep.
So again, what do you want me to say? This is some of the best Cena work we've seen in a long time.
Yep. And people are so mad about it, but they don't understand. Like, they're not thinking clearly. They're thinking on, like, we need the instant gratification of everything because that's how this world is nowadays. Cena's giving you nothing because you deserve nothing. And he told us that, which is why, like, I kind of kick myself, but yet I laugh at it at the same time when I was upset that he didn't have new music. And then it dawned on me, we get nothing. And I'm like, shit. All right, fine. So I get to listen to Rapidu for the rest of his, rest of the year.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's so good. And I like, I'm on pins and needles every time he's ready to talk because I know it's going to be something good. And he did it with Punk when Punk came out to be like, whatever. And Cena drops the whole like, the ball's in your court, kind of like what happened to him when he, I think when he got fired. And then Punk fired back with the whole Yankees Red Sox thing, and that got me all giddy because I remember that promo when he was part of the new Nexus, and I was just like, they're doing Cena's greatest hits right in front of us, and people are not fully embracing and having fun with this, because once December rolls around and he's done, Mania next year is not going to hit as hard as last year's did because of what happened with Cena and Cody. Yes, it's in Vegas, but Cena's gone. He's not going to be wrestling. He may not even be at the show. I know he's not going to wrestle anymore after this year. Maybe he does more stuff afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want it to be close to the end of the year so I can see what happens and how much of a mint I'm going to have to pay to see Saturday Night's Main Event live from Boston.
Yeah, that whole. Well, regardless, like, yeah, I think Mania next year is going to be in the span of 5 years. Not only have we lost, we lose John Cena at Mania, we've lost the Undertaker. The Undertaker is still a recent.
Right.
Who are your staples?
Randy
Seth
Orton.
Rollins.
Yeah, Seth, Randy. You can't even really count Roman anymore because he's on his super, part-time schedule. Part of me actually expected Roman to show up during Money in the Bank, maybe to screw over Rollins, but obviously that didn't happen. Will it happen at SummerSlam? Maybe. I think that would be fun. I'd love to see Rollins try to win the title and then lose it and lose out his Money in the Bank. Yeah. I mean, even on the women's side, you have the top ladies. You have obviously Rhea. You have Bianca Belair.
Becky.
You can kind of throw Charlotte in there, even though she's kind of, I don't know, wavering at the moment. Miss Bliss is obviously back. We'll see how long she's going to stick around. If they can put her in some good stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of the heavy lifting is going to be done by the new kids.
On the
Braun, and then you got Julia and Stephanie and Roxanne. It's and Liv's another one who's not really new, but not super old either. But she's another one that's just been like amazing to watch wrestle.
By the way, that's twice I heard thunder from Sam's part.
Oh, you can hear that. All right. Yeah, it's kind of getting rowdy over here.
Get rowdy. Come on, guys.
We have. Sorry, I was stretching my hands and then you were clapping and I'm like, I'm just gonna follow here.
Sorry.
So just to hop back, we have the rematch that everyone's been wanting: John Cena and CM Punk. And where else is it happening but Saudi Blood Money in 2 weeks?
Scott's like, I'm not watching that shit, brother.
I mean, I'll watch it because I want to see what happens. But yeah, it's one of those like hold my nose while I watch the Saudi shows. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I know, and the sad part of it is I know that once the 10-year thing is up, they'll just sign another one. So people just need to get used to the fact that they're going to keep going back. I already hate the fact that the Rumble is going to happen over there too. So it's like, the only good part about that is that it'll be a 1:00 Royal Rumble.
Oh, early.
So I'm okay with that. That's fine.
And then WrestleMania is going to go there, and then Money in the Bank.
I'm telling you, like if Sammy doesn't win King of the Ring, he's winning the Rumble. I'm calling it now.
I said that this year's Rumble too.
Yeah, it's true.
Speaking of King of the Ring, is it okay if I run down the brackets for both tournaments?
Yeah, Monday came out. They're out there. People need to watch. By the time this drops, you'll have 2 full days to watch Raw. So
okay, hold on. So that I'll go Queen of the Ring. So, it's 16 people, but it's split into 4 ways.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess better than nothing. So the first bracket was Ripley, Carson, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne won that one. So she'll meet the winner of the Jade Cargill, Micha, Niven, and Nia Jax. I imagine the SmackDown, because they're 3 hours, I imagine they'll probably do both matches. Speaking of SmackDown, Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, Candice LeRae. Let's be honest, Charlotte Flair's probably advancing. And the Raw one, I love how they like, oh yeah, Asuka's returning. We're just gonna put you in the tiny.
Yeah, they just kind of plopped her in there. It's like, hello.
Seth Fakir, Raquel Rodriguez. There we go. And Ivy Nile. Let's be honest, Ivy Nile. I like Ivy Nile, but she's getting the pin. No disrespect.
Probably.
Every Ripley's gonna cost Raquel too, by the way.
Yep.
Because Raquel fucked over Rhea.
Yep.
Men's side, we already talked about enough. Sami Zayn, Penta, Braun, and Dominic. And you know what? Those 2 first round matches were really fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them. 7 out of 10s for both. Sami fans, even though I hit Braun. God damn it. So he'll meet the winner of the Randy Orton, LA Knight, Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes match. I don't see LA Knight winning because he caused Braun. So
Right.
for payback, I
Yep.
did see a report from Corey Hayes on Punt that Knight might challenge Rollins at Night Champions, like just a
Okay.
one-on-one time. So yeah, that could actually be a low-key banger, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another SmackDown match: Cody, Priest, Andre Nakamura. Let's be honest, we know who's gonna take the pin there. Pinske Nakamura, boys. I hate saying that, but
Hurts
let's
my
just go.
soul.
Adrenaline hurts my soul. Something's got me stream. You set yourself there, brother.
I did.
And
I softballed that to you, and I didn't even mean to.
don't miss. And hopefully this is gonna be a full-on meat madness. But we have 3/4, and I got 3 mystery picks. I'll get to in a second. Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and a mystery person. I got 3 picks. Karrion Kross. I'm gonna swing the bat to NXT. Obafemi.
Ooh.
Oof. You know what? I'm gonna swing another one here. Ballsy here from TNA. Moose.
All right. All right.
But
Honestly, funny enough, because the time of this recording, it's right before NXT starting, and Oba's going to be defending his NXT championship against the winner of first season of LFG. I forget his name off the top of my head, so I apologize for that.
that's for
But
Troy.
if Oba loses, then that's a very, very good possibility that he's that mystery guy.
Oh,
I would love for it to be Karrion Kross, but I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I like when there's some mystery with these things. It makes me happy.
I do have one more. I forgot. Ilya Dragunov.
I think he's not supposed to come back until September. I think I read somewhere that he had a setback with his injury.
They're tricking us, Scott. They're tricking.
I know. I mean, I hope so because I miss.
No, but I did see that too, and I was
him so much.
But those are my 4. I can see.
Yeah, I would. I cannot wait for Ilya Dragunov to come back. Like that man is an absolute psychopath, and I need to see him and Gunther go at it again. It just needs to happen.
Bangers.
What if I'm just throwing these out there? We don't know who this. I would prefer Karrion Kross if we're talking about the roster. Now I don't know why we're waiting to do anything with him. The only other one I could think of is Uncle Howdy.
Ooh, okay.
You know, give him.
Oh yeah, that transfer window. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Or I don't know. I know his contract's not up yet, but say his name and he appears.
I mean, that's very true too.
Well,
God, can you imagine that? A TNA guy in like the semis or like the finals of WWE King of the Ring?
that. I mean,
That'd be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be awesome.
that would be, but it's like because that Sheamus one. Excuse me. Is this Monday coming 6 days away? So Pierce got 60. Plot twist as a joke. Someone said because you ever see those memes where like they post a picture like Ron answers only.
Yeah.
So someone I can't remember who I seen it from, but someone said, "Oh, Adam Pierce is who's gonna be the mystery." I'm like, okay, I know he's joking, but please no disrespect to Adam Pierce, but no.
I mean, Adam Pierce used to do it, so I mean, come on now.
Someone said Otis. I mean, I could.
Ooh.
Me. You want?
I mean, that would work because then he could have some revenge on Rusev.
Some belly flops.
So it does. There's some weight to that. No pun intended. It's just
you better reinforce that ring, man.
right. No, it's gonna be the returning Big Show. Well,
what is remix theme that?
Well, oh God,
what I sent you guys, if you know. But those are the 4 I could see. But I honestly, the King of Ring ones are pretty. I kind of wish it did 16 person in a way, because like you could.
Yeah.
You know what? Do 32 because. Let's walk for a minute.
32 now. Now we're getting into New Japan territory. We can't do that yet.
Yes,
and
we
plus,
can.
We clearly could tell that they hate the traditional King of the Ring tournament and Queen of the Ring tournament because it's supposed to be single elimination matches, not this fatal 4-way bullshit. But I get it. You only have 2 weeks to put this shit together because for some ungodly reason they decided to start and clumping up the premium live events again. instead of spreading them out so that they can breathe and the writers can write stuff that makes sense.
But I will say, what I like about the Night Champions in the SummerSlam, because remember last year they had like, oh god, like because King of the Ring was in May, King/Queen of the Ring, I should say, in May.
Right.
SummerSlam was in, I think, like mid to late August.
Right.
So you had like fucking forever. It's like, oh my god, can we just get to the show?
I mean,
But
that's
now-
all good. That's all good and fine, but you could build stories out of that.
Yeah, no, but what I'm not saying it's a bad part. What I'm saying is, like this year, like, because it's at the end of June, so, and then
Right. It's
SummerSlam
less
begins.
time. Yeah.
I get it. Oh, by the way, it's called
I
19.
like
It's
things
my
to
favorite
breathe.
title.
That's just me.
You know how Triple H does the 5 to 6 matches?
Yeah.
You gotta break that when Night Champions made. You got too many fucking titles.
Bro.
It's called Night of Champions.
I
The
know.
literal title is Champions.
I know.
They're like, no, fuck it. We're just gonna do 5 of them. That's it. And the two the two finals. CM Punk and Cena, by the way, that's been added. I can't believe Cena actually got Punk to go to Saudi Arabia. That is, think about that for a minute.
That's true.
That's actually crazy.
Money speaks. Money talks, boys.
Well, that
We
was
all know this.
that was kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, you know, I know some people when I posted the TikTok, they were like, "Yeah, whatever." There was a lot of people like, "You know what? If that guy, you know, he's such a hypocrite." Da 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 da. I don't blame him. Probably shouldn't have said, "I'm never ever going to do business over there." But you know, he's his own man. So.
Yep.
The other thing we need to talk about quickly, I'm really thinking about this now. Actually, was this the thing that kicked off Raw? I mentioned John Cena. I don't think John Cena kicked off Raw.
No, he did. He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did. Oh, no. The first shot was of somebody else before John Cena came out. Happened to be his ex. Nikki Bella shows up
God damn, that was awkward.
to do talk about Evolution. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I watched it when it aired. Not out of wasn't interested. It was just like probably just the timing of it. I didn't realize she was in the main event for that one.
Yep. She challenged for, I think it wasn't the Divas Championship at that point. I think they had gone to
Raw Women's House got
Yeah.
against Ronda Rousey, but
Yep.
obviously you can't say Ronda Rousey. But
Right.
I see it's funny because they're teasing Liv and Nikki, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think they're going that route.
Well, I mean, she did lay her out with the Oblivion to end that segment. And I think honestly though, and I made a joke about this on X with one of the guys that we follow, but the way she butchered Stephanie's name, I'm like, she deserved the Oblivion just for that alone.
Oh yeah, what's she called? Like for
it has been expunged from my memory banks because it was so egregious.
it wasn't right. People know basically she fucked up Stephanie.
She just butchered her last name. I was like, what are you doing?
I think she's like fuck her or some I can't remember. But
I don't remember. No,
But
like
no,
I said, just go
I
on.
could see Liv and Nikki. My God, yeah, Liv and Nikki go 1-on-1, but I think it's gonna be a women's tag title match instead.
Probably.
Honestly, I'd rather see the singles match personally.
Yeah, but she'll find a way to bring Brie into it, and then obviously we versus Raquel and Liv, and this will be the way for the Bella Twins to finally become women's tag team champions, and they'll have a short run, and then that'll disappear. Probably at SummerSlam, who knows? But yeah, I saw that writing on the wall the moment Liv attacked her. I was like, "Yep, I know where this is going." There's no reason to have a singles match. Liv kept talking about being a champion. I also kind of like chuckled at the fact that she brought up that Liv's the only one that has a man, and I'm just like, well, if you paid attention to the news at all, you know what Nikki's been doing recently. So, yikes.
Yeah, that I was like, oh shit, we're shooting, brother.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we went there. Okay.
I could believe even the fans were like, ooh, like they're
Yeah.
like, do we chant? Do we not? Like what? Some of them were like,
Yeah,
fucking,
it was like the whole thing was awkward, and it's just listening to Nikki Bella speak again on the mic, and I'm just like, yep, I remember why I wasn't a huge fan of the Bella Twins. Yep, she's got no flow to her. It's just awkward, and yeah, her time has passed. I get it. Just
It's wild, and I'm gonna sound like a dick. It is wild for somebody who was in the company for such a short period, seems to have been put to pasture way
Yep.
sooner than somebody who was wrestling 15 years before her. And
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
referring to Trish Stratus.
There's a huge difference in body of work between Trish and Nikki, though.
Mhm.
That's why Trish is still beloved by everybody.
Well, absolutely. But, again, she was wrestling in the 90s. And when
Yep.
she comes out, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes you're just like, oh, wow, did she stop? She doesn't look like she stopped.
Nope.
And Nikki comes out, and again, I wasn't watching during that period. And I think even when they came back a couple of times, the tag match with her and Cena and Miz and Maurice,
Yep.
it was just lukewarm.
the Rumble.
The
Rumble.
Rumble.
The Rumble. Yeah. Like having her come out at 30 was like, come on, really?
Boo.
It's like Nia Jax coming out at 30, except I think that played out in the long run.
Right.
That one.
Yeah.
Before we go, we gotta tell what this are. Sorry, Ron Killings now.
That's right.
Kind
He's no longer, the truth has set him free, and he's now free of his hair as well.
It was funny because I think Michael and Way were talking about what the hell were they talking? I think they were talking about the the tournament. Because you watch, do you get the commercials? Like, do you get the segments with the things back in 3 minutes or whatever, or do you get actual commercials?
I get actual commercials, yeah.
Okay, so up here, with me, I get the segments. So if because they did a Karrion and Sammy segment, but obviously it's weird. Some people in the States can get that, and others get what you got, just commercials.
Just commercials, yeah.
So they were talking about the tournaments during the break because I think it was right after the Sammy match. I think it was after the men's first round match.
Yep.
And then because they came back, they're like, "Oh, we're here in Phoenix," and blah blah blah. And then Troop still had his gear from Money in the Bank, and he grabbed it, and then they're like, "Oh, yeah, okay, it's just Truth." And then everybody's like, "Oh shit, it's Truth again." And then he cut that probably best promo he's cut in WWE in a long time.
Yeah.
And then he had scissors, and someone's like, "Oh no, it's Ricochet."
That thought did cross my mind as well.
I did. I popped at that one because obviously if you AEW people watching, I mean I watched, but Ricochet with the scissors, I thought that was hilarious. Then I was not expecting him to cut his hair, and then even the fans were like, "Oh shit, holy shit, holy!" I'm like, "Wow, a guy cutting his own hair got a holy shit chant in 2025."
Right.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's come back as our Truth. I mean, we're getting Ron Killings. I mean, he's an NWA champion.
Absolutely.
I can't. I'm glad for this run, honestly.
Yeah. People better be ready for a very serious and very angry Ron Killings. And
better know what's up.
Yep. It's going to be fun.
Right.
I'm excited to see what he does with his theme. I don't think What's Up's coming back. I think I better not be Get Crunk either, because I swear to God, that thing made my ears bleed.
I didn't like that song at all, honestly.
But I mean, just don't get what are they? What was it? Def Rebel? I don't remember the name of the
Def
shit.
No, I think Triple H might, to make it up for his shit. They're like, all right, you know what? Since we fucked up, you can do your own music.
Good. He better, and it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for it.
Apparently, according to his son, it's his last one, because I don't really want to talk at the press conference, but I'll bring this up right because it actually involves killings, so it counts. Yeah. So I can't remember who asked the question, but someone asked Triple H about it, and Triple H, I forget, the typical corporate answer.
It was the best non-answer ever.
Yeah. So Christopher, I was like, and I didn't know it was Truth's son at the time. Until people were posting "Oh, it's Truth's son" kind of thing, and I guess he posted the picture of Triple H talking, and then on the bombs to stop the cap.
Yeah. His son completely called out the bullshit. It was hilarious.
And then I think his next story, either that same or the day after, he's like, "This is your last deal. Congrats on the last deal."
Yeah.
Did he just And it's funny, he had offer apparently. We all seen the reports. I guess he ignored everybody's calls multiple times. Nick Khan had to basically play.
He had to play negotiator, which honestly, when you screw over somebody who's been with the company for that long, only the boss can get you, to answer your phone. So
And
yeah, exactly. Good for him.
I guess
So,
he had a bunch of offers
yeah.
from Indies and TNA. I guess had a but that was just really like didn't go any further than that. Just like Sparkle. I'm like, I could see Triff doing a TNA run. Not per se like win titles, right? Like maybe like put over talent like Leon Slayer and stuff. I mean, technically he still could. I mean, they are partners, so he could
That's
still
true.
take it.
Yep.
But I'm excited for this. I mean, when I used to watch TNA like the early days, like he was still doing like the dance, but he wasn't like the comedy guy. He
Right.
was like he was
Yeah.
like what's up? And then in the ring, he's like, all right, like
Let's go. Yeah.
let's throw hands, basically. And so
Yep.
I could see Truth and see him maybe have one more match. I don't think it will, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like kind of Truth gives revenge. I
I'd
guess
still like to see Truth be the one to take the title from him.
I wouldn't mind that low token run. I wouldn't mind that.
I could see that as well. Well, guys, we're running out of time. Before we get going, Ethan, why don't you tell people where they can find you at?
Everywhere. Not joking. Twitter wrestling_fan_9. Blue Sky, I'm not gonna bother because let's be honest, who really uses Blue Sky anymore? I'm not joking. I wish I was kidding. You can follow me on pwmid.com, bodyslam.net, turnbuckletimes1.com, and prowrestlingwire.com. I had to think for a second. And of course ATR for the Japan stuff, which I still gotta do for this month, so keep an eye on those. I'm gonna spam the Twitter.
We get
So
8 million articles.
don't tempt me, bro. I have 10 so far.
I think like the last couple of times you've dropped like 15 and then another 13. I was just like, Jesus Christmas.
Yeah, no, you're like, no. Take it easy. But yeah, you can find me on those. Your turn, Sky.
You can pretty much find me everywhere as Scotty J Stream. We got a couple things down the pipeline. So we'll see what's going on with my interview series. And obviously, Saturday night's main event is the next time we'll be on live stream. That was July 12th, I believe.
Yep, July 12th, yep.
So we'll see what happens. Might have some special guests as Sam will be on assignment that night. So yeah, keep an eye out.
I will. You can find me as the SOB official. You can find me at the Bedlam Media X account, media_Bedlam. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and TikTok, guys. While we were on this call, we just hit 190, so 10 more till 200.
Woo!
We're just flying through. We're on all streaming platforms. If you cannot find us, please let us know, and we'll put ourselves on there. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, tell people why Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is the podcast of your choosing, why they should listen to us as well. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We're out of time. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.